The boss came to you and said, get some new safety equipment for blasting. It's a high-profile job. We got to look good. Where do you even start? We're going to talk today about some real common sense, down-to-earth rules you can remember so you can keep the OSHA man off your back this summer. Now, this is not an attempt to put one brand versus the other because there's multiple brands out there that will all make you compliant. I've just got a couple different common brands we sell the most of here, so I can highlight some things that you may not have thought of that you either want to do or don't want to do. So let's kind of go through it. What am I using? Where? What am I doing? We blast, we paint, we do both. I don't know. It's all so confusing. And it is. Let's be honest. These rules were written by people that don't talk like you and I. So I'm going to try and dumb this down so we can all understand it together. If I'm blasting, I need a type CE air-fed respirator. What the hell does that mean? It means I need supplied air to go to my helmet. Helmet has to be a type CE certified, blah, blah, blah. These two are blast helmets. These two are not blast helmets. These two can be run with supplied air or without supplied air because they're not for blasting. Blasting has to have supplied air. So let's talk about supplied air versus not supplied air. If I'm using this for painting, because it's a paint respirator, not a blasting respirator, I can run this for painting with either a backpack belt or with the supplied air hose. Many of the guys my age, you grew up probably painting, blasting, whatever, wearing something like this. I'm here to tell you, these suck in my opinion. I hate them. They're hard to breathe through. They're sweaty. They're hot. It just kind of bugs my face. Not a big fan. And they're not at all legal for blasting. With the right cartridges, they can be legal for paint, but the protection factor is so low, it's ridiculous. Most of the stuff goes through your eyes and your nose anyway. So I'm not a fan of those. I don't mind dragging in a hose around. The hose allows you to use either this helmet for paint or this one for blast and a climate control tube. Because if I have the high pressure from my compressor, compressed air, I can now run air conditioning, heating tubes. Awesome. I'm here to tell you right now, when you're my size, it's hot as hell in the summer. So that's where I'm a big fan of supplied air. These backpacks, great, nice. You don't have to wear a hose, but also not legal for blasting because it's not supplied air. This is supplied air right here. But they do give you freedom to move around. So I will give you that, understand it. Can't heat or cool the air. So they don't do climate control. You're stuck with whatever temp the air is outside. If it's 75 and sunny, awesome. If it's 105 and sunny, not so awesome. That's where this comes in. I can cool my air up to 40 degrees. I can do the same thing with this brand. Let's talk about mixing and matching things. I get this all the time. People switch from one brand to the other, or they have multiple brands. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. One rule, easy to remember, hose to nose, all one brand. So from this standpoint, from my filter, we have to maintain all one brand, one thing, from hose to nose. Breathing hose, my flex tube, my air conditioner, climate control, heater, whatever I'm using, and my helmet. All these pieces have to be one brand. That's what makes it compliant. Can I use this Buller brand with my Nova certified hose and my Nova Blast helmet? Yes, because from hose to the nose of the operator is all one brand. That's all you have to remember. The point I hook up to, any brand, don't care. As long as it's certified, legit, legal, filtering your breathing air, great. Not going to argue the safety factor. So if you're buying new stuff, just buy the stuff that all matches the same brand. It's easier that way. I get asked a lot, can I run this on this helmet? I don't want to carry the breathing line. I'm just blasting a little bit. I want to run a PAPR backpack. And it's come to my attention that some of my competitors out there are letting customers doing that or not educating them in order to get a sale. I'm here to tell you right today, that is not legal. Unless you're an owner-operator. If you own the business, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules. It's your own safety you're dealing with. But as soon as you have an employee pick up that hose or that nozzle, you better know what the rules are and you better be compliant. There's a lot of them out there. So don't hesitate to just call myself or another certified safety individual. Will gladly give you some guidance and some help to put you on the right track. You ever wondered what's inside one of these filter cans? Well, I can tell you today, this is what it is. It's like a 7-stage filtration that we're looking at here. Basically, we've got felt, cotton, more felt, charcoal. What do we got? Activated alumina. I don't even know what that does. More cotton, and then a cylinder wall. So it's great. It filters it, but you can imagine what happens to all this. Cotton, alumina, charcoal when it gets wet. Ugly, nasty, smells, not good. Replace these. How often? Another great question. It's kind of like how long is a string? If you run this, let this fill up with water, if you're not cracking your drain at the bottom of these things, they go out much, much quicker. An easy recommendation, if you're taking good care of it, if you're draining the water once a quarter, once a month, depending on the use, is probably all right. But the answer is not years. I'll tell you that right now. And if your air smells, stinks like you're smelling your dirty socks, it's this. Time to change it. $60, easy. It's the air you breathe. Take care of yourself and your lungs and your employees. Another question comes up, how much air do I need? What's my volume? How many PSI do I run to a hose? Another really, really good high gain question. Every helmet will take between 16 to 25 CFM, depending on what we're running for air conditioner volume and stuff like that. Easy math. I round up. I use 25 CFM. It's a little high, but I'd rather be conservative on how much air I need because I need enough left over when I'm blasting to breathe. But what PSI do I put it at? The answer to that is there's a legal minimum number, and it changes as you go out farther in hose length. The farther you go, the higher the PSI you need to maintain enough pressure to legally supply air to this helmet. How do I adjust the pressure? How do I know what the pressure is? Well, the adjusting part is really easy. Every one of your airline filters here should have a regulator on it. If it doesn't, buy one. They're not expensive. But so this regulator, whether it's on the top of the can or on the side of the can, depending on your model, that is how we adjust our airflow. But how much air? That has always been like a great mystery. Until now, Bullard, my hat's off to them. Got to give them credit. They just came up with a new app on their website. I'm going to do this with you here. Pressures.bullard.com. Pressures with an S. You'll get a little app. Looks like this. Safety warning. So I'm going to pick right here. Respirator model. 4 choices. I have a GVX. That's what this is right there. Flow control. What am I using? I'm using an AC 1030. That is my standard air conditioner tube that usually comes with most of the Bullard helmets. And airline series V10, only one choice. That's their model number for the Bullard certified breathing hose that goes with this whole certified assembly. Airline length. I have 100 feet on my blast line. I'm going to blast at. What is the answer? 75 to 76 PSI is what's required minimum for that setup at 100 feet. If we change it to 50, another common, 73 PSI. Bingo. The answer is right here. Now you know. Personally, I like it about 90, 95. It's okay to go over. That's not a problem. You can go higher. The air conditioners just work better. I feel I get more volume, obviously, and I get cooler air once I get over 90 PSI. Personal preference. But if we get the 73 to 76, depending on our hose length for the minimum, we are supplying adequate air and meeting legal requirements. Just do not go below the 73 PSI for the 50 foot like we mentioned. So to add one more piece of the puzzle and try and finish up this whole certification question thing, I have not touched yet on CO monitoring. To be legal for an air supplied helmet for blasting, type CE Respirator air fed, as we mentioned before. It also has to be quote unquote periodically monitored for carbon monoxide. What does that mean? Well, it means we have to monitor for carbon monoxide is what it means. So I have here 2 really easy, handy, portable ways to do that. I have in my right hand, I have a COHP, which is a CO monitor only. And I have in this hand, our most popular unit, which is a CAB 30, stands for Clean Air Box. It incorporates your breathing filter and the carbon monoxide all into one box. So you don't need to use this little filter to take out oil, water, odor. This one takes out oil, water, odor, and monitors for CO. If you already have one of these and you like it, not a problem. Add in the CO monitor by itself, which tease a sampling of air off of that to run through it like 1 CFM a minute, and you'll be perfectly compliant. So those are your components. Air free of oil, water, odor, done by this or this. Air monitored for carbon monoxide. This done in conjunction with this to take oil, water, odor, or all in one nice clean package right here. The cost of the two, by the way, are virtually the same. Back to my mixing brands thing like I originally talked about. Say you already have one of these Radex cans and you have all your Radex stuff. I don't want to use a GX4, for example, which is Radex's version of the COHP. Can I use the two? Yes. These two can be intertwined because this is the point of attachment. So it's only from the point of attachment out that we need one brand. So I can mix the GX4 with the Bullard, or I can mix the Bullard COHP with that. So to summarize it all up, let's remember a couple key things that will make this as simple as possible. I need to filter for oil, water, odor. Here. I need to go hose to nose, one manufacturer. If I'm using Nova green hose and a Nova helmet, Nova breathing tube, I need to use the Nova air conditioner. I can't mix and match to be compliant. And then we need the last final piece of the puzzle for breathing areas, carbon monoxide monitoring. You can't smell it, you can't taste it, you don't know it's there. We need a way to save your life. That's what these two boxes do. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I simplified some things, try and bring it down to earth and just common talk without all the legalese so you can understand what you need to be compliant and have a blast this summer.